Right, my trusty old folding workbench has seen better days. It's very destroyed and battered now, and actually these top parts here are a little bit too flimsy for my liking. So I went to the Southampton Wood Recycling Project and got myself a nice couple of hefty bits of hardwood. The guy did tell me what species of hardwood this is and I've forgotten. So we're going to do a quick project to replace these jaws with these lovely chunky bits of hardwood. So they need a bit of cleaning up first. Nice. I'm not going to try and plane these top surfaces. I know I'll get a groove in there, and also partly because these are the working surfaces, so I actually don't want them completely flat and smooth. I want them to have a little bit of grip and a little bit of surface. So next thing is just to sand up and then cut off the ends where we've got a bit of split and a bit of shaping. It does feel a tiny bit weird using my old bench to prepare the wood for my new bench. A bit kind of like getting the condemned prisoner to dig his own grave, but never mind, it will be better. So I'm just using a handsaw for this. Okay, always slow right down at the end of the cut and take it nice and easy, because I don't want to break a piece off here. I want to cut right to the end. There we go. Otherwise you end up with a spike on there that's split off the bottom of that one. So that's the piece I've cut off because it's just got a split in that end. I'll do the other one, I'll cut it to length. Yeah, I think maybe we'll go for just about that long. I'm doing this by eye, but I'll obviously make sure both the jaws are the same length. Go. Right, now you notice there's a bit of a split along that edge, but that's not a problem, because the next thing I'm going to do is run a router and round that over all the way around. Now I'm planning to make this top broader this way for both jaws. Now I've got a choice here. I can either make it like that and then I lose some of the aperture, or I can make it like that. But actually when I've mounted this on top of the bolts there, that handle will interfere with this part of the top. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it at the front here, and I'm going to cut a piece out here along the front so that I can so that the handles will still turn. We will achieve this rebate by just clamping a batten on here that my planer goes up against, and I'll just plane off a little chunk off this corner here. Okay, I've prepared the jaws for my bench top. My camera died halfway through. The bit you've missed is me cutting a rebate in here so that the handles here don't interfere with the new bench top, because it's thicker and broader. And I've just used my router to put a rounded off edge on there so I don't get too many splinters. I've left the jaws square because I want them to close together. So all that's left to do now is quickly go over with coarse sandpaper and then a slightly finer grade. I'm not going for a glass-like finish here. This is a workbench, not a dining table. So let's give us a quick go over with the sander. Actually, probably good enough. Okay, it's just worth going over these edges here where there's a little bit of tear on the grain there and a little bit of scorching actually. Okay, there we go. Now, although I'm leaving this edge square here, I've just used the sander just to break that corner a little bit, just so otherwise we'll just have splinters on that forever. Okay, so that's my two benchtop pieces, looking very nice. They meet quite nicely there in the middle. So now what I'll do is we'll take off these old jaws and fix on the new ones. So, bye bye old bench tops. And while I was taking this apart, I've discovered there's a bolt has fallen out of there, a machine screw, which means that that bracket there is not solidly fixed on. This one's designed to swivel, that one is meant to stay still. So, got myself a new machine screw, and we will replace that while we're at it. So I've got my bench tops together in the closed position, jaws wound in to more or less the closed position. So that can come off now. And I drill these holes. Pre-drill our holes. I've set the drill so that even if I bottom it out, I won't go all the way through the wood. Okay, now let's get that screwed back on. So here is my made over workbench. Let's just have a look at how nicely it closes. Just have a look at how wide open it goes. That's nice. I have actually got a wider aperture here than I had before because the jaws were not optimally placed on the timber. So I've actually got a wider aperture than I had before. I've also got a wider bench top than I had before, so I've actually improved this. For finishing, I'm just going to brush on a little bit of boiled linseed oil, just a light coat. Okay, so here we go. This is the finished product. I'm actually really happy with this. It's just sitting here in the garage waiting for the oil to soak in and properly set. I breathed a new lease of life into this old tool, and I think I've probably saved myself about £40 in the process. Cool.